Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Just hope that you're doing fine wherever you are today. So in today's video, there is a problem, and the problem is one. An African American goes to South Africa. Probably Africa is the motherland of African Americans or people or black people in the USA who considers them as African Americans. Of course, I understand we have people who don't consider themselves as African American, rather black Americans or American blacks. So this African American, I'm calling African American because he identifies as one. So this African American or this gentleman comes to the motherland, specifically South Africa, and through the comment section, of course, he's some kind of an actor. So he's somewhere out in the socials. He's someone who's being seen, and people interact with his content or movie because he's also an actor, as I've said. So there is this white guy who also offers us some advice, and he tells him that kind of, this is the insinuation, he's more African since he's white in Africa, and the African American is not more African because he's black but in the US. I get that problematic, in as much as some of his advice might be accurate, but the insinuation, I'm always talking about what's the intention. Does it come from the right place of the heart? Or do you feel like you've been in Africa for so long, so regardless of your color, you consider yourself African? Apartheid happened in Africa, so you are also not innocent, and the brother might be so African than you do. So let's watch the video. I don't wanna say much about it, but let's watch the video, then come back. Say something as usual.
White man is telling me that I am not African and that I'm entitled of being, I need to just embrace the American. Check this out.
That's it. You're an American. And so there's this mindset of certain black Americans that when they get off the plane and they come to South Africa, that they're going to be embraced as returning to their land or whatever else it is. And that's not the case.
So go watch his full video because he's so misinformed. Because part of what he's saying, he's like, he was born in Africa. And I guess he tried to use the fact that he has an American wife. Don't sound like she's black. She would have slapped him in the mouth for what he's saying. But he's saying black Americans feel like because of the color of their skin, they get here and they're just going to be embraced. So actually, and he's also saying, if you're just American, you get embraced. It's not the color of your skin. Nah, trust me. It's because I'm black. They rock with me because I'm black. They love that I'm American and they love that I'm black. And as you can see in the comments and the different things, I'm super embraced. So it's crazy that and see, this is the craziness too. How is a white man gonna comment and tell me that I'm not African? Do you see this brown? Do you know where this brown came from? It didn't come from America because Africans didn't come from America. But y'all go check his video out and watch my movie Summer with the Guys. Peace.
Hey, Mr. Mayweather, I don't want to speak out of turn. I get the irony that I'm a white African and you're a black American. I get that, but I do live here. I'm married to an American, so maybe I can give you some insights. And for those that haven't seen your video, just to clarify, you get a lot of love being in South Africa, which is great, and I'm proud of my people for giving you that love. But you also get a lot of hate. You get a lot of people telling you, leave. When are you leaving? We don't want you here. And you're saying that you don't get that. You're a black man that's come to the motherland, to Africa, right? Well, once again, I don't want to speak out of turn, and I certainly don't speak for everyone, but I'll tell you what some of my black friends have told me. Not no one, but I'm going to speak in superlatives and hyperboles here. No one here cares that you are an American that's black that's come to Africa. They would care more that you are an American that is coming to Africa. They don't care that you're black. You see, in Africa, there's a lot of black people, right? So the sense of race or connection to who they are is already firmly established. You see, you gotta understand, to an African, to a black African, you are an American. That's it. You're an American. And so there's this mindset of certain black Americans that when they get off the plane and they come to South Africa, that they're going to be embraced as returning to their land or whatever else it is. And that's not the case. A lot of South Africans would say the same thing to people from other African countries that are coming here. Get out. We don't want you here. This is our land. We are South Africans. And now I don't completely agree with that, but I do understand the sentiment. It would be like, myself. I'm born in Africa, right? But I'm white. So what if I traced my roots back to some European country, let's say Serbia, because I got Serbian blood, and I got off the plane and I'm like, I've arrived. I'm back home in the motherland. You know what they're going to say? Dude, you don't speak our language. You don't understand our culture. We don't give a damn that you've got X amount of percentage Serbian in you or whatever it is. You are not Serbian. You are not European. Go back to Africa. And they'd be correct. You see, goes back to the very thing that black Americans have been fighting for hundreds of years. They want the equality of their fellow man in the country where they reside. So you have it, and you need to, in my opinion, you need to embrace the fact that you are proudly American. Proudly American. My wife is proudly American, and I am proudly South African, and together we remain a couple that have our distinct cultures, our distinct countries, our distinct background, our and we're not trying to be the other person's whatever. And if I go to America and if I stay there for the next 20 years, it doesn't change the fact that I would be an African in America, and she will always be an American in Africa. And if you come here to our beautiful country and you embrace that, well, then people are going to love you. Remember, we're a country of diversity. We want you to be an American in Africa. We love that. Come and be yourself. We can learn from you. You can learn from us. We can bond. We can get together. And there is nothing wrong with finding your roots. I do understand that. But your roots have nothing to do with the color or pigment or melanin in your skin. Okay. That's the great illusion here. That's the great illusion. So, for whatever that's worth, and once again, I hope I didn't speak out of turn. And like you said, 80% of the people here are embracing of you. And I encourage the rest of South Africa to continue down that road and not be nasty. Hashtag don't be dumb, people. We're a loving, embracing nation, and let's extend the courtesy to all that visit, okay?
Why is it every day somebody's messaging, when are you leaving the country? Get out of the country. Bye. You're a fraud. You're not welcome here. Man, now, I do get a ton of love. I get way more love, but I've never been to a country where people are saying that, like, I'm a black man coming to Africa, and y'all super support me because I got a movie. I'm a movie somewhere with the guys. 80% of the views come from here, but then every day there's multiple people saying, get out of our country, leave. We don't want you here. Like, that's so weird to me. Like, how is it I'm a black man I'm coming from America. I don't care about coming from America, but I'm a black man that came to Africa to be like, oh my gosh, I want to be around my people. I want to celebrate blackness. And then people telling me, leave, bye, you illegal. We don't want you here. That's just, I don't get it. Like, if you come to America, man, it's all like, you from Africa? Oh shit, that's dope. Tell me about it. What's up with the motherland, man? I'm trying to get there. The flight's expensive though. So y'all help me out. Why do people say that? It's hurtful, yet I know that y'all love me, because when I'm out in these streets, y'all be saying what's up, y'all be hugging me, grab me, want to take pictures, y'all be watching my movie, Somewhere with the Guys. You can watch it, click the link in my bio, you can watch it free. But it's so much love. But every day I have not been anywhere in the world where people tell me to leave the country, and then another person of color telling me. Let me know something, please.
No, they are not. They are Europeans born in Africa. If a cow give birth in a pig's pen, what it make? can make a pig because it in a pig pen? No, it's still a cow, correct? So if a white person give birth to a white child in Africa, is a white child, a white European child born in Africa. That's it.
The fact that this white gentleman has an American wife doesn't make him qualify to know how an African American or how an American should feel when coming to Africa, especially African American. This is a person who is coming to relate with the locals. This is a person who is coming to explore the motherland. As you know, we have always been encouraging you to come back to the motherland. That has always been the goal. But I feel like we need to put some things into consideration. One, Africans were already in Africa and slave trade happened and some left and went back to the United States. And what happened? The population grew. The population grew. Blacks in the USA, their population grew. And when some are tracing back their roots, I understand some people might not get into terms with it. The greatest important thing, or the most important thing that I will say is that if I'm the brother, I will appreciate, or I will take into consideration people who are appreciating me like physically, because if he says that he's walking on the road and people are appreciating him, I mean, that's so important as compared to that person who is trolling you online. Because in online, we have people who bully you online because you don't know who's behind the phone, you don't know who's behind the keyboard. On the keyboard, anybody can type anything. It couldn't be even a person who is not in Africa, maybe a white person in the USA who might be typing such kind of thing. So something tangible that you have is locals who you see physically. And if he said that the people who he relate with physically, like the locals who say that, welcome back to the motherland, thank you for coming, we love you, and the warm welcoming, for me, I'll say that that's the most important thing that might have happened to this gentleman. That's the greatest thing that has happened to him. Between counting something which is online and counting something which is in physical, which one do you take? Seriously. I mean, physical. So don't give up, don't lose hope. This is the motherland, and as always, we welcome you. South Africa welcomes you. And I know deep down, South Africans love their brothers from the United States. And in as much as this white gentleman might render these issues about how he feel about it, but there is some discrepancies in his statements, because you can't tell us that you are more African just because you have stayed in Africa. And remember the history of apartheid in South Africa, which also renders you as not innocent here in South Africa. The lynching that you did to South Africans, if you start looking at it, will you still consider yourself African? I understand the constitution also says that you're an African. Of course, there's no problem with that. But if we're now starting to look at it critically, get to understand the concept and leave your brother alone. Leave the guy alone. He's a free spirit. He's in motherland. Let him learn from experiences. Let him interact with people from experiences. Let him make mistakes. Let him learn from them. He's still young and he's got a lot to learn from, you know. And thank you, the gentleman, for the hard work you're putting out there. You have your movie. My black people or Africans generally who are watching this video, go and support the brother. Go and watch the movie, you know. Yeah, support black, in short. So sometimes when you come to the motherland, these things happens and we have people bully you. So tell me, is it worse than those African Americans who come to Africa even without the concept of their parents, even when the members of their family doesn't want them to come to Africa? Is it much worse than that? It is not. So don't listen to just a person who is just behind the keyboard, a person who is trying to troll you, or a person who is just trying to tell you not to come to the motherland. This is your place, bro. If we have a group of African Americans who usually come here, they leave their family, and sometimes the family cries when they leave and they come to the motherland to thrive here in Africa, would you listen to a person who is just behind the keyboard just telling you some things even that doesn't make sense to you, you know? So do how you feel. Always trust your instincts. If you're walking on the street, it can be Johannesburg or somewhere in South Africa, and the locals are so happy to see you, they are following your content, they are happy with you, that's enough. That's enough. Leave those people who are online. Because the brother said it clearly. It is the majority that loves him. Maybe a few of them, of which to me I'll say I'm not sure if they're people of color. As I've said, you never know who is behind the camera or who is behind the keyboard. Anybody can type anything. On the internet, everyone is always right, and anybody can tell you anything they feel about. So, guys, tell me how you feel about this situation. Because some of you, I know you might be discouraged by this, but you need to be the biggest person. Be a bigger person. Don't listen to people. Follow your instincts. Know that there are some people who loves you. Of course, not everyone will love what you do, including your family, and that's a sign. We have those few people who have their problems. They just need to fix their problems. It is their problem they need their fixing. It's not you. And while they might try to reflect their problem through you, or because they feel like there's some certain privileges that you'll have because you're an African American who's coming to Africa, and now they're trying to project their insecurities to you, you know, maybe that white guy included. So you never know. I mean, so when you come into the motherland, be a free spirit. Just be you. Trust me. Everything will be just fine. Just fine. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I hope you watched the video. You've learned from it sometimes, and I mean, let's educate each other. How do you feel about this issue? For me, I feel like the brother is at the right place, because I believe before choosing to come to South Africa, he has looked to South Africans. He has followed history about South Africans. I also did a video how South Africans are so welcoming. I did a video how Ghanaians are so welcoming, and some Kenyan videos also. So we Africans, we are so welcoming. Let nobody tell you anything, because it begins in US. Before leaving the USA, there is always people who never wanted you to come to the motherland. And I'm happy that the circle of the guy, because he even said it, and he said that the friends were so happy hearing him going to the motherland. Yo, how are you feeling about the motherland? It's just the plane tickets are so expensive, you know, but they also want to come to the motherland. I've also talked to African Americans who want to come to the motherland. I've talked to them. I know so much of them who want to come here to the motherland. So maybe if you are just one of the few who want to come, it's okay. But trust me, we have some of them who want to come to the motherland, and it is not always easy. It is not always easy. Sometimes it's so hard mentally, financially, you know, and it takes a lot of things to make that happen, because it just doesn't come easily. I know and I understand from how I feel, how I know, as an African who have been here, 24 years old since I was born, and let's be positive, and everything will be just fine. Why not? And just ride with the waves, come to the motherland, set your foot here, see what it has for you. Until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.